Good morning and welcome to this online gathering of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Little Rock. Wherever you are in this moment, I am so glad that you've taken a moment to worship with us today. My name is Rebecca Retzel. I am a member of UUCLR, and this is my final Sunday serving as the Worship Arts Liaison. It truly has been an honor and a blessing to serve in this capacity for this beloved congregation. Today is also Valentine's Day, and in a moment, we will recite the words from our Affirmation of Covenant. The first line, love is the doctrine of this church. Today, I invite you to reflect on those words and to think about what they really mean to you and to use. In today's service, we will hear words written by authors from Braver, Wiser. These are a variety of reflections with ideas on love, the messiness of letting it in, and the challenges of letting it out, the reminder to love ourselves, and an assurance that love does not disappear. The service will begin shortly.
I'm Nell Matthews. I light our chalice today with words from 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails.
I'd like to invite you to join me in saying the words of our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other.
Hi, I'm Sarah Goldberg, and I will be doing one of the readings for today. Go ahead, push your luck. Find out how much love the world can hold. By Dar Williams from After All. To Break Our Hearts Open by Amanda Poppy from November 28th, 2018. I wonder what exactly we're doing, we human beings, when we invite non-humans, animals, into our homes. When our last cat died, my spouse and I thought that maybe it was time for a break from cats. Why, add to our already hectic lives, already full with the care of 2 small humans and the maintenance of 2 adults. Why deal with the hassle of having to put away dinner leftovers right away lest they be eaten by a roaming pet. Perhaps our lives were better without extra fur. Our daughters disagreed. They felt, in fact, that a cat was integral to our family's continued happiness, more specifically, litter mates that would curl up together and lick each other's ears. Our daughters would feed them. They would take care of the litter box. We need never do anything again. If only we would get some kittens for our family to love. We now have 2 kittens. They're ridiculous. They attack my toes and jump on the table, and I can already tell they're going to scratch the furniture. It's basically a disaster. I love them so much. Love is like that, you know? It's like kittens, somewhat destructive, definitely annoying, and completely irresistible. I mean, all the kinds of love. Family love and friends and world love. I mean, all the ways we're asked to break our hearts open, to let the world claw its way into our orderly idea of how things are supposed to be. Love makes us clean up litter boxes, even when we swore we were done with that forever. Love is so often a surprise, upending our expectations, and it almost never convenient. What exactly are we doing when we invite love into our lives? Surely we know that it's much tidier without it, when things stay at a distance, and yet I'm sucked in every time, seduced by the possibility of an expanded heart. I hope that never changes. I hope every tiny, fuzzy, combative, ridiculously kitten asks me to open my heart just a tiny bit more. I know myself well enough, I'll say yes. Spirit of life and love, help us say yes to love. Open our hearts a crack, a little more, a chasm, pulled apart so that our love may seep in. Let the love run right across our orderly expectations, and when we think our hearts are full enough, open them a bit more. May it be so, and amen.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, in life the shape of justice, roots for me flows, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
A reading by Aaliyah Kemmler entitled Your Soul's Address, published on February 13th, 2019. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. Words from Macrina Wiedeker. Aaliyah writes, I recently suggested to the congregation I serve as minister that they might want to try praying naked in front of a full-length mirror. Their response was, not surprisingly, slightly hysterical laughter. I didn't make up the idea, but I got it from the priest and writer Barbara Brown Taylor. She recommends that all of us take time, from time to time, take off our clothes and look at ourselves in the mirror and tell ourselves with as much tenderness as we can, "Here I am. This is the body like no other that my life has shaped. I live here. This is my soul's address." To face ourselves naked in the mirror with some measure of gentleness, much less reverence, is a hard assignment, I know. Many of us learned early on that we are either too much or not enough. Many of us grow up believing that essential parts of us are unacceptable. The way we look, or the way we feel, or talk, or love, or learn, and we never seem to fully unlearn that shame. It is deeply spiritual work to put down our self-loathing, to set it aside, even for a few moments. It is deeply spiritual work to learn to treat ourselves with compassion, to learn to see ourselves, if only in moments, the same way that we look at something or someone we find beautiful, a newborn baby, the ocean, a sunset. Our prayer today: let us give thanks for tender flesh, for heartbeat and breath and bone. Let us give thanks for these bodies like no others, which our lives have shaped, each one beautiful, each one whole, each one holy.
Love's Hiding Place by Rebecca Savage, January 9th, 2019. A friend invited me to be their guest for a fancy dress-up event. While I was thrilled by the idea of getting away for a special night, I was stuck in indecision. It was a financial burden, and I needed some quiet time at home. I didn't want to hurt their feelings and risk thinning our connection, so I said, "I'll check my calendar and get back to you," and never did. As the day of the event approached and then passed without so much as a text or phone call to my friend, I was embarrassed. Finally, a week later, love made my soul creep from its hiding place, face my shame, and pick up the phone. I said, "I'm sorry that I was disrespectful towards our friendship and I didn't let you know about the event. Our friendship means a lot to me. I'm sorry." There was silence. I braced for a breezy, "Oh, that's okay, I understand," and then a subsequent chilling of our friendship that would require building up again slowly over time. That's what I was expecting and was ready to receive with grace. What I heard instead took my breath away. They said, "It's really wild you called just now. I'm at the hospital with my family. My sibling is on life support and we have to make the decision of whether or not to take them off life support. Today. We have to decide today." My doubt and shame melted away as we entered into a holy space. My friend talked to me about being in that hospital room, watching their siblings' thread of existence thinning. We reflected on what quality of life meant in their family, the conversations they'd had about dying and death, and what happens when our physical shell ceases to be on earth. And love. My friend celebrated the love between them, love and letting go when the time comes. My soul nudged me from a hiding place to confess and to seek forgiveness, and only through the grace of the great mystery of life unfolding around us did I receive the blessing of journeying with a beloved grieving friend. I showed up in a way that was scary. I did my part, and the sacred pulse towards the greatest good in the world did its part, to offer a moment of love made real in the world. My prayer. Spirit of life, divine grace, prepare a place in my heart that is open and humble, so when I falter in rising to my highest aspirations, my soul can crawl from a hiding place towards courageous healing for myself, for others, and for us all.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
A reflection by Aaliyah Kemmler, entitled Love Does Not Disappear, published on October 31st, 2018. Mysterious source of love, moving within and between and among us, upholding and connecting all, the living, the dead, and the generations yet to come. We give thanks for the web of all creation, strands interwoven, and for the gifts of love, which can never be ungiven or unraveled. A quote from Reverend Molly Hausch Gordon. Aaliyah writes, in the 18 years I've served as a minister of my small town congregation, I have led 96 memorial services, most for people I have loved. I didn't realize how much the deaths would hurt. The longer I stay, the deeper I love and the more I grieve. It seems so obvious, but I was surprised by it. Another surprise has been how our beloved dead seem to make themselves known, how they seem to linger with us for a little while. Once, after a memorial service, everyone left the church and gathered on the sidewalk in the sunlight of a still summer afternoon. As we stood there, a huge gust of wind blew down the street. We could see it coming, almost like a tumbleweed. Maybe for 5 seconds, the wind was all around us and over us. We turned and watched the gust blow down the street, and then it was completely still again. There she goes, someone said. Another time, I was about to lead a memorial service for a man who shared a love of butterflies with his wife. Their home was filled with images of butterflies, and we had put a photo of one on the program. As I stood at the church door, a huge orange and black butterfly flew near. It circled me 3 times above my head, around my shoulders, at my knees, and then flew away. When I told his wife about it, she nodded. Butterflies have been all around me since he died. Last spring, a beloved elder died who believed he would be reincarnated as a red-tailed hawk. I told the congregation about his death at Sunday morning services. I had taped a picture of a red-tailed hawk on the front pew where he always sat. Several people told me that as I was making the announcement, they were looking out the sanctuary windows and saw a huge hawk soaring above the church. Over the years, I've heard many stories. Stories about dragonflies and rainbows and love songs coming on the radio just at the right moment. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe we're looking for signs, so we find them. But maybe those we love are nearer to us than we realize. Maybe love is vaster than the limits of our understanding. I believe that it is. Our prayer, source of love, we are sustained and upheld by the love of those who have gone before us. May we know, deep in our bones, that love does not disappear.
I extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we hold in our hearts until we are together again.
Please join me in saying our closing words. Go out into the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all beings.